A nation's reckoning. There comes a moment in the life of a nation when silence is betrayal. When continued obedience is suicide, and when bowing to the same hands that choke you is no longer diplomacy, it is surrender. My name is Captain Ibrahim Traore. I do not speak with the polish of career diplomats. I do not wear the cologne of multinational boardrooms. I was not trained in Washington nor groomed in Geneva. I speak from the battlefield where my people bleed, and the soil remembers. I speak for a nation that has long been treated like a debtor's prison. And today, I speak directly to the International Monetary Fund, not with trembling hands, but with a voice rooted in centuries of African pain, and now, African awakening. The lies of help. For too long, the IMF has posed as a benevolent doctor prescribing economic treatment to sick nations. But what we've learned, what we've suffered, is that your medicine often kills the patient. Your loans arrive with smiles, but they are poisoned arrows wrapped in contracts. You speak of stabilization, but you deliver strangulation. You speak of reform, but what you really mean is obedience to models built in foreign labs, never meant for African soil. But we are not your laboratory. We are not your experiments. We are not pawns in your economic chess game. Burkina Faso, and the whole of Africa, is waking up. And when we wake, we do not ask for permission to breathe. The truth they fear. You see, I come not to beg for cancellation. I come not to plead for relief. I come to tell you what no African leader has dared say loudly enough. We no longer accept economic policies that reduce our people to beggars. While our gold fills the vaults of the West, we no longer dance to the rhythm of conditionalities that gut our public services, starve our farmers, and force our youth into exile. We no longer accept being told that good governance means handing over our national wealth to foreign firms with smiling consultants. So today, we begin a new conversation. Not one between debtor and lender, but one between equals. Between nations. Between truth and falsehood. And this is not a press release. This is a reckoning. And it begins now. 1. Debt, modern slavery. Let us speak plainly, without euphemisms, without the polite lies of diplomacy. The debt you offer Africa is not a tool of development. It is not a bridge to prosperity. It is a shackle. Modern slavery dressed in suits and spreadsheets. You call it structural adjustment. We call it structural punishment. You label it financial discipline. We experience it as generational despair. You offer it as partnership. But when one partner profits while the other bleeds, it is not partnership. It is plunder. Let me ask you. How can a nation rich in gold, uranium, cobalt, and fertile land be poor? How can a continent that fuels the industries of the world not afford to feed its own children? We are told it is mismanagement, corruption, incompetence. Yes, Africa has its wounds, but many of those wounds were inflicted by the very hands now offering us band-aids soaked in interest. 2. The human cost. Let me tell you what this debt looks like in real life, not on your PowerPoint slides, but on our streets. It looks like children studying by candlelight because the national power grid was privatized and died. Sold to foreign investors who charge prices our people cannot pay. It looks like hospitals with broken beds, no antibiotics, and mothers dying in childbirth because your conditions demanded we slash public spending to qualify for help. It looks like millions of African graduates with degrees in hand but no future, job-creating sectors outsourced, sold off, or collapsed under imposed liberalization policies. And worst of all, it looks like dignity broken. You see, the repayment plans you create are not economic formulas. They are death sentences. You lend us $500 million and ask for $2 billion in return, over decades, through interest, restructuring fees, currency controls, and privatization clauses that rob us of our national assets. Where is the moral justification? You say the contracts were signed willingly. But let me ask. Is it consent when the patient is bleeding, and you are the only one holding medicine, with a price tag and a clause? Is it choice when the gun is not pointed at your head, but at the starving child behind you? No, your excellence is at the IMF. This is not consent. It is economic coercion. This is not development. It is domination. This is not globalization. It is neocolonialism in financial robes. And we, the new generation of African leadership, are no longer blind. 3. Africa does not owe you, you owe Africa. We are no longer grateful for crumbs from the tables our labor built. We are done applauding policies that hollow out our economies in the name of efficiency. We will no longer trade our sovereignty for loans that disappear into the hands of consultants, only to return as debt for our grandchildren. Accept blackmail when we dare to question your terms. Let me be even clearer. Africa does not owe you. You owe Africa. You owe us for the gold taken on colonial boots. You owe us for the minerals that power your smartphones while our villages remain in darkness. You owe us for the diamonds that dazzled your palaces while we bled in silence. And yet, even in all this, we are not asking for charity. We are asking for justice. True justice begins with the end of exploitative debt structures, the right to audit what we owe, where it came from, and who truly benefited, the dignity to chart our own financial futures, not as clients, but as equals. And if this message feels uncomfortable, then good. Because it is time the comfortable were confronted. 4. Sovereignty through self-reliance. Now that we have named the injustice, let us speak of rebirth. Africa does not need to beg for inclusion. Africa does not need another savior, another lecture, another conditional loan. What we need is a new path. Carved by our own hands. Guided by our own vision. Rooted in our own values. Self-reliance is not isolation. It is not arrogance. It is the reclamation of dignity, of choosing to stand on our own feet, even when the ground beneath us trembles. 5. The people's mandate. To my beloved people, young and old, urban and rural, educated and unschooled. You are not powerless. You have been made to believe that power belongs only to men in suits behind microphones. The future is dictated by those who sit in tall buildings far away. Decisions about your life are made in echo chambers with no windows to your suffering. But let me speak plainly. Real power does not start at the top. It starts at the bottom. It starts with you. The farmer who rises before dawn. The mother who feeds her children before herself. The young man who refuses to steal, even when he is hungry. The girl who walks 5 miles for education every day. You are the foundation. You are the pulse of Africa. But here is the tragedy. You have been taught to wait. To hope that change will come from someone else. This mindset must end. The reckoning is here. To every young African listening. You are not the leaders of tomorrow. You are the fire of today. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for funding. Do not wait until you're older, or wiser, or richer. Start now. Speak now. Build now. Because if you don't shape your destiny, others will sell it. Final declaration. From this day forward, let no leader speak in the name of Africa if he bows to foreign masters. Let no contract be signed that sells our future for a foreign loan. Let no flag wave in celebration if the people beneath it are starving. We declare a new covenant between the land and the people. Between the past and the future. Between the seen and the unseen. We will honor our ancestors by refusing to repeat their captivity. We will bless our descendants by ensuring they are born into dignity, not debt. This is our sacred duty. Africa remembers. Africa, remember who you are. You are the drumbeat of the earth. You are the sun before time. You are the womb of humanity. Let the lions awaken. Let the rivers sing. Let the soil rejoice. For we are no longer lost. We are no longer asleep. And so I declare, before God and history, Africa shall rise. Africa shall heal. Africa shall reign, not in conquest, but in conscience. Not by force, but by the unstoppable power of a people who have